Today we're going to be going over how to clean a G40 Homogenizer shaft. Here's everything you're going to need for maintenance: a universal rotor wrench, a universal socket wrench, a thin bar for prying, Q-tips, a solvent for cleaning, and a hard surface because you're going to have to press the shaft up against your table. So to get started here, you're going to take the socket wrench and lock in the drive pin on the back of the shaft. And then you're going to take the rotor wrench and lock that into the spinning rotor on the internal end of the homogenizer shaft. That's going to unscrew counterclockwise, so turn left to loosen. That's going to pop right out. You can now start unscrewing the stator. This is going to be reverse threaded, so you will be turning it to the right in order to loosen it. Once that's off, you're going to take the socket wrench. There's 2 pins on that socket wrench. You're going to have to find the 2 holes on the end of the shaft. Once that locks in there, you can go ahead and start unscrewing this. It's going to undo a nut on the internal side of the shaft. Now you don't want to unscrew this all the way, just enough for it to come out to the end. You'll see here once we remove the wrench. So just enough for it to be at the end of the shaft. Once that is all unscrewed, you can go ahead and press on that drive pin. That's going to unlock the internal rod, so that's going to fall out. You can see it sticking out a little bit more. That's going to give you some play with the other end here where you have these ceramic rings once you flip it over. That's where you're going to want to clean mostly. So you take your thin pry bar, whether it be a flathead, a pry bar like this, or some other special tool you can find. Press down on that bottom ceramic ring so that way you get a little bit of space there. And you want to take your Q-tip dipped in solvent and clean really good in between those 2 ceramic rings, because that's where a lot of the spinning is going to happen, and you don't want that to be gunked up at all. Also clean up the outside so nothing gets stuck. We didn't do it here, but you're going to want to grease up these ceramic rings as well. Any food grade grease will work. Once you're all done scrubbing those down, you can screw back in the nut on the back of this shaft. Get everything locked in. Once that is tightened, take the stator and screw that back on. Again, that is reverse threaded, so you will be turning to the left in order to tighten it. Now take your socket wrench, lock back in that drive pin, grab your rotor, get it set, take the rotor wrench and tighten in your rotor. That's going to be a normal thread, so you'll be turning to the right to tighten. Be sure to check the rotor by spinning it with your hand to make sure everything is moving freely. Once that's all tightened up, you have finished assembling the shaft and you're all good to go. If you need any help with breaking down the shaft or cleaning or any other maintenance, or if you're finding you're still having issues after cleaning, give us a call. We can help troubleshoot any issues with your shaft. We can also do any repairs. We carry replacement O-rings and ceramic discs in case anything does break when being maintained. It does happen every now and again. As long as this daily maintenance is done, we've seen shafts last upwards of 6 months to a year without needing any replacement parts, so this is very important. Again, if you have any questions selecting a shaft or a homogenizer, please feel free to call or email us at goldleaflabs.com.